everybody, welcome back to the studio, and if it's your first time with us, we're happy to have you. This is just going to be me throwing some mugs. The other day I mixed up some new colors with the colored porcelain I've been working on. A shout out to any teachers out there who are planning for tomorrow's next day of e-learning like I am. It's kind of crazy times. I hope that you're all well and safe out there. I'm going to try to post more often, just kind of more casual videos, not so like clean cut and music and everything. Just a way to kind of connect and just keep you from getting bored in quarantine or lockdown or whatever you're doing. So check it out. Here's what I have. This is my damp box. You can see through it. There's a about 1.5 inches of plaster down here. I've had this for, gosh, I don't even know. Maybe even 10 years at this point, I think. I think I've had it for 10 years. But it keeps everything, like, I've had things in here for 3 months. Occasionally I add some water to it. Here, I'll open it up. Occasionally I add some water to it just to make sure it has enough, but really, like, as long as you keep the lid closed and there's like a little bit of a, I have a little bit of like a sealant kind of a thing there, a gasket. As long as you keep it closed, things can stay here for like a year. Anyway, look at these colors. I got about, most of these colors are about 8% added by weight as if it were dry clay. So, you know, take 80% of the wet weight and that's your dry materials. So I have like a red, yellow. This is actually a blue. It'll fire more blue. Orange, kind of this, it's called Bermuda, but it's more of a turquoise. And then this Copenhagen blue. So I'm going to grab some pieces from all of these and do kind of like a little bit of a rainbow. I just cleaned the studio as well, so I guess it's time to make a mess. All right, let's get some clay. I think I'll throw about maybe 5. We'll see. I'm actually going to work on some mug forms, and so I think I'm just going to use a pound of each. And so if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all right, 2.66 ounces each. .7. So I'll cut maybe, I don't know, I'll cut like 3 pieces of each. 2.5. I'm not concerned about perfection. Well, 2.0 is not enough, so 2.9. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a high school teacher. I teach ceramics and photography. Well, I do everything, but this year I'm doing just ceramics and photography. And I can tell you what, e-learning, as we call it, with the pandemic upon us, we're having what's called e-learning, electronic learning, remote learning, whatever you want to call it. E-learning has been very tricky, because how do you have a whole class of ceramics kids do ceramics when you are not there, right? You can't really force kids to buy clay, so some kids I gave clay, on Friday before we left for, was it like March 20, something like that? I think March 17th, 16th, I'm not really sure. The Friday before the big announcement, we found out midday that we weren't having school, for the foreseeable future. So I gave clay to some kids who stopped by after school, but not everyone could take it. So some kids don't have clay, some kids do, some kids are able to buy clay, some kids can't, some kids just don't have a means to do it, some kids don't want to do it. So it's challenging. It's very, very challenging. We've done some air dry clay recipes. We're looking to hopefully just find some artists to either write about or respond to, or sketching and idea making. When it comes down to it, you guys, it's not about, yes, if it's a ceramics class, we are working with clay, but it's not really about the clay making, it's about like the idea making. Generating an idea, sketching it, bringing it from your brain out into the world using whatever material you're working with. So that's why that skill, that kind of skill translates to anything, not just art or not just ceramics even. So even though we can't do clay, we can't do, photo is actually a little bit easier. Even though we can't do clay, there's some scraps here, sorry. Even though we can't do clay, we're making do. Make do. Does anybody here remember when the channel was called Make Do Learn? Anybody? It was back when I was just like, I had a good philosophy about it, about life. Just make do learn, never quit learning. It was fine. It was fine. But ultimately, it was mostly clay anyway. So it became a clay channel. Perfect. 7. I'm just doing 3. I kind of lost track. Okay, almost done. If you're still watching this part, I appreciate it. I'm just trying to connect a little bit. I normally just jump through all the stuff and I try to just get to the meat of the video, if you will. But I feel like sometimes it's good to connect with your audience, right? Okay, so maybe I'll give you a skip feature listed at the bottom before I go through this huge rambling, so you know where to skip to. I'm going to 2.64. Nice. It's like those moments when you just put the clay on the scale and you're like, nailed it. Almost. Great. And I'm just actually going to take, there's 3 there, and I'm going to do just a quick little, I'm just going to grab a bunch of random pieces from the top here. Some yellow, some more yellow, some red even. Probably should cut this off too. Keep cutting it with the wire tool. Keep it clean, keep it clean. This yellow is really soggy. It's more red maybe. So I have 3 of every color I just showed you, and I have this random assortment. So I'm going to prep these differently, each of them, at least if I can. I'll do some more kind of controlled stacking and some more random stuff. And then I'll show you when these are done. It's kind of cool with the bottom of the piece, how it looks different. It's just random orange. All right, we'll throw it on here. All right, so red, orange, yellow, green, blue. Oh, light blue and blue. Let's do that. So we have 2 blues in here. These look very similar. I don't know if you can tell. This is blue and this is like a turquoise. Blue, this blue. That's pretty, isn't it? Love that. This is going on the gram. Let's do the same thing. Make it a little bit different though. So with this one, what we'll do is we'll make these coils and also a little bit of a taper too. So like a little bit pointier on top. You'll see why in a second. I have 6 colors here. I'm going to do little pinches into kind of a triangle shape-ish. If it's not perfect, that's okay. It's just trying to be like a 1/6 of a full circle. So whatever size triangle that is or shape, it doesn't matter. Just a little pointy. These are probably too tall. These are too skinny, but we'll make it work. All right, so triangle, You take two of them, right? There they are. And you kind of, because they're triangles, you can wedge them. They literally wedge together. They're wedges. That's what we'll do. Yeah, this is a little too long. I haven't made this kind of a pattern in a while, but it's fine. Yellow, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, green. And then this part actually kind of matters. You need this to be as smooth as you possibly can. I feel like when you cone up and down, it's gonna fix most of it, but I feel like if you trap air bubbles in here, that can't be a good thing, right? So try to like work this and kind of mush it together the best you can, so that's a very easy kind of a trough to put this in, and try to make this fit as best you can. Try to make this fit as best you can. That's better. So take this, and you can see this is too big for it, but it'll work just fine. Make this very pointy, kind of mush the red down a little bit, making this more filled in. There we go. And try to see if you can kind of worm it, forcing that blue through there. Nice. So there you go. You can see what we have here. Just pat this down a little bit. There you go. Try to pinch the top even. You can pinch it and twist it a little bit, or like kind of, pinch it and pull off a little bit just so it's more even. There. Try to roll it back and forth so it's even. There we go. So that one. And I'm always a fan of like a rip and wedge and tear. So actually we'll go to the scraps next. That's what these are. So I'll grab some, fold it in half. Rip. When I do this, it's all about different combos. So like I'll do a red or an orange, blue, orange, 3 of those together, rip it in half, stack it, put that aside. I'll do like a turquoise coil rolled with orange coil rolled with a blue coil all together, right? So then that's all random. Rip that in half, 4 pieces, put that aside. Do like a yellow and a red, and then some more yellow, a turquoise, rip that in half, stack it, rip that in half, stack it, put that aside. It's more mixed. Red, green, yellow, red, orange, boom. Flatten that out a little bit. Or you roll it up, I don't know, right? And then rip it. Nice. Then half. When you have this, like, you want to wedge it a little bit, but not that much. Honestly, like 3 times, or maybe 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this way. Roll it up, and maybe 5 the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. That's what it looks like. Now with this one, I see some reds in here. I don't see a lot of reds. So I'm gonna cut this in half and just see if we can get a better like outer layer. So if I cut this in half. Yeah, so do you see the inside? It's really cool. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna like flip it around. So this is on the outside. And this one's definitely more than a pound. It's like 1.25 pounds. So I might throw a tumbler with this one. Perfect, yeah, this is actually 1.25 pounds. That's what I use for all my tall tumblers. Okay, for the last one we're going to do something similar, but not the same. We'll roll some coils first, about the same length for all of them. Cool, all right. So I'm gonna flatten this. I'm gonna flatten all of them. Cool, okay. Red, yellow. So, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, or ultramarine blue, Copenhagen blue. Nice, right? Okay, so that end, nice. Cut a cross section of this to show you what you're looking forward to. I'm gonna cut it in half, actually. Perfectly in half. Right? Okay. So I'll cut all these in half. We'll do like a wedge that way. So there's 1, 2, all right. So same as last time, we'll do this little wedge technique. So we'll make a wedge. Go. Make a wedge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go. See, I'm hiding the messy side on the inside, keeping the clean side on the outside. Slam it down. Pinch the top together. Look at the bottom. That could be on the foot of your piece. Or do one clean cut. One clean cut. Woohoo, look at that. Right. And this can be a rock. People love rocks, right? I know I promised more of a casual video, but I gotta try this. How's it look? All right, hope that worked. All right, I got a fresh bucket of water. Ready to go here. Cue the music. We'll start with this one. All right, so ready to throw. This is my own personal clay that I mix at my house, and to be honest, it's built for translucency, and it's not actually the best throwing clay. So if you're seeing me struggle, please don't judge. One quick tip. See this here? If I put this down the wheel, like it'll be cool, maybe, but it'll have a red bottom. If I put it on sideways, then the whole bottom of the foot is gonna have stripes down it. It's way cooler. So let's do that. Actually, I'm gonna form it into more of a round shape. There you go. So we'll have probably a majority of red and blue, but we'll have some rainbow in there. How much you cone up and down also affects how this gets distorted. I think there's some wobbling because of the yellow soft clay and the stiffer red clay, so it should be okay. This one's just going to be kind of like a tapering out mug. So one more pull, hopefully. Just a simple shape. Good warm-up mug, right? Need my wooden knife. I don't know what happened to it. Oh, did it fall down? No. Ah, it did fall down. Got it. It's messy. Save that as well. All right. Sweet. This is gonna be sweet. That's not bad. I was worried we would lose some of that yellow, but we got a little bit up here. Nice. All right. One cut. Ooh, that was a thin bottom. Probably leave that one untrimmed. When you leave these in here, that's the problem I'm having right now. I left it in here from earlier today. Yep, it's gonna be a problem. There we go. Got it. Anybody else have this system? It's really great. I've had it since college, so gosh, almost 10 years I've had it now. It's definitely worth every penny. And I mean, the more I have it, the longer I have it, the more I get use out of it. Let's step it up. So let's do this one. Now this one, I'm gonna cone it a lot, like more than I should. See if I can twist more of these patterns up. Now this one we're going for more of like a tall, slender shape. If we can pull it off, we'll see. Guys, I'm sorry, the differences in the clays is creating some difficulty here. I just mixed them up yesterday. Probably gotta work on them some more. Alright. when it goes straight down to the wheel head or out, I use this tool because I can get at it better versus the rounded edge one. Pretty sweet. That stripe maintained for the most part. Yikes. Although this rim isn't very nice, so I'm gonna cut this rim off too. Much better. Sweet. Done. That one's got some room at the bottom. All right. Remember the bottom of this one? Yeah. This looks amazing. For this, I'm gonna go a little bit wider. That kind of goes in. You know, are there any teachers out there at all that are watching this, that are also doing some e-learning? How are you managing with all of this? You know, I can only do so many, like respond to an artist, having the kids share their work. We did some DIY air dry clay. We were going to do things with the Great Pottery Throwdown, Season 3, but that was pirated, I guess, so it's no longer available on YouTube. Seasons 1 and 2 are, but... Anybody out there? Anybody out there who has relatives or friends in healthcare on the front lines? Those people are doing the bravest work right now of anybody, I tell you. Cut this. That one's pretty sweet. I like that one. I like it a lot. Alright, last but not least, hey, any of you that are still here, thanks so much for being here. Alright. Go. See, this one's got a nice thick bottom and a nice raised foot on this one. I'm excited for this one. This one's gonna look really cool when it's all done. I think, as long as this doesn't, when the clay is softer like this, these swirls tend to blend together, but if it's stiff enough, it almost looks like Damascus of steel. That's like a term when they fold metal over itself a bunch for blacksmithing. You see all like the layered metals, so Damascus of porcelain. Anyway, mug form number 4. No, this is the tumbler, sorry. This is like 1.25 pounds, so good thing I caught this real quick. Just mush that together. Alright, cool. Do a 6-inch tall, about maybe 3.5 wide tumbler. And yes, I'm gonna twist it. Here we go. going to shape this a little bit more concave. Yeah. Better. Okay, cut the bottom off. I use this all the time. This angle it's nice. Like, it's comfortable to hold to get that at the right angle that you want. Cool, great, wonderful. Here we go. Yeah. Is this thin enough? I want it? Yeah, it is. Yep, that looks awesome. It won't look good until I sand it down, but yeah, that looks good. Gotta be careful, this clay is new to me. It doesn't stretch that well. Bit, make it a triangle. I like to wiggle it a little bit. Kind of stretch the top. That's it. I'd go more aggressive on the twisting, but this clay isn't going to handle it, it looks like. I like to smooth the inside out with my sponge a little bit, best I can. There, done. I'll trim this a little bit thinner when I get it finished, but yeah, that's it. Get this over here. You know, I should have worn gloves. I've been meaning to do that now. It's a bad habit to do what I just did without gloves. It doesn't hurt your hands, but there's all kinds of oxides and metals in those things. I make them when I wedge them, I add gloves, and when I make slip, I also wear gloves in case, but should be wearing gloves. Shout out to Karan from Karen's Pots and Glass, who kind of inspired this. I saw her her quarantine series. I think she's on day 17 right now. And I was like, you know what? I should be making things more often, posting more often, especially for my students. So thank you, Karen. If you haven't seen her channel, it's amazing. Go check her out right away. Karen's Pots and Glass. You probably have. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow. Maybe we'll see you in a couple days. Anyway, have a great day. We'll see you later.